What is up, you guys? CeCe Clemons, aka Vibin Weirdo. How's it going? Wonderful. Drink water as always. But today we got a little coffee. We do this once in a while. One time for the one time. More than once in a month. So I'm juiced.
Shame.
All right, and before we get started, I just want y'all to get into the drip here. Right? You think, oh, this is just a plain, little sweater. But you see some things on the side here. It's pretty dope. It's pretty awesome. And then when you turn around and you get that party in the back. Do you see this? Do you see what you're looking at right now? Incredible. Ow, Jesus Christ, that hurt. Okay, and that's all. I just wanted to show off the Powerpuff Girls drip. Today we're doing August 2024 movies ranked. This was my most anticipated month for birthday reasons. That's literally it. Every movie I watch, I just add it to the birthday month collection because that's what I do. I don't have too much going on in my life. So that's what I do to make it more exciting. Alright, y'all, so you guys know the ranking system is as follows. IMAX, full price, matinee, stream, skip. Woo! Love it. August is usually a pretty dry month. Understandably, kids are getting back to school, all of that good stuff, so it makes sense. But this month was just exceptional with the amount of releases. I was thoroughly happy. Every week, even with some films that fell short, I was still happy that we have releases this month. So let's get right into it. We have a pretty good number of films. There's one that I've watched several times, but I wanted to add it to the list for birthday reasons. That's why, because I can do what I want. Kind of. I don't know. It'll be... Shut up. We're going to start off with Trap. So this movie overall... there were a lot of things I really enjoyed about it. I figured, how are they going to make this work considering we already know that he is the serial killer that they're after? And they found a way to pull it off. I really love the concert. You really felt like you were at the concert, immersed into the whole experience. M. Night's daughter that performed as Lady Raven was really incredible. That girl can sing, period. She can sing. And it was a very fun experience. He was great as an actor, for sure, playing this, psychopathic serial killer masking to, try to escape this concert that was literally set as a trap to catch him. That part was cool. I will just say, that third act, things started falling way off for me personally. It was just getting kind of ridiculous. And I didn't personally love the way that it ended. I will say this, if you walk into this expecting something more of a comedy, you will definitely love it. If you're expecting a little bit more of a serious take, you may not enjoy it as much, which was the case on my side. I knew it was going to have some silly moments, but it just kind of got kind of crazy. What is... Really? Overall, a fun experience. Still glad I went out to watch it. Trap, you're going to get a matinee. All right, y'all. And next is Borderlands. Woohoo! Let me just... So when I first saw the trailer for Borderlands, I was pretty excited. And then the closer I got to it, the least excited I was. You see some movies where it's got all these A-list actors in here. Sometimes that can be off-putting. Is this going to be good? Or I just have a lot of bigger actors in here and you just made a movie and that's it. And unfortunately, this fell so flat. I can only imagine how people that were fans of the game felt. So just as a movie goer, there were some good moments in there, some cute moments, but the story just didn't mesh very well together. It turned into a boring experience. When we have action scenes going on and people shooting guns and I'm yawning, we have a problem. That's just having a lot going on and nothing at the same time. That's a very weird position to be in, watching action movie based on a video game. I think considering with what they were giving, script-wise, they did their best. Cate Blanchett just did not showcase her incredible acting ability. We know she's one of the GOATs, but that is not portrayed in here. So I'm I know she can act better than this. What is going on? Just the way it was written was off. It just, even her character right here, the little girl, some lines just felt very forced. It's this isn't even that wasn't even a cool thing to say. That wasn't even funny. Why did you make her say that? And I get that they tried to have Cate Blanchett's character look like the video game character, but that wig was not working. It was not the vibe. It just looked very cosplay-ish. Even her hair could have been come on, y'all. His look was pretty dope. Whoever this guy was good. I liked him. He was funny. There was some funny moments in there for sure. But, yeah. The script was just doomed from the start. And none of these stars could have saved it. You could just tell with the direction that they were given. It just felt like an improperly cast film. There was no reason for Cate Blanchett to play this role. I'm gonna give that there were some parts in there I liked, and I love Jack Black, so I'm gonna give that a stream. I will say I had a really great crowd when I went. Some people at least tried to laugh or laughed at some parts. And at the end, there was someone that clapped. At the end, I was like, word? Okay, you know, no hate. I don't want nobody else to hate a movie or not like a movie just because I don't. So I was like, hey, bet. I'm glad you had that experience. That's awesome. For me personally, though, I would say stream. All right, y'all. And next is Cuckoo. I absolutely love this movie. Hunter Schafer did an incredible job, and I love seeing her step outside of roles from Euphoria. And absolutely the best person to play this role. It was very strange in a good way. Very thrilling. Love the soundtrack. And again, Hunter did a great job just portraying a girl standing up for herself, dealing with trauma, trying to figure things out. Yeah, it was a very, very fun experience. And even though the story was weird and like, what the world? It did make sense. But I will say there was like some parts to it where I was like, wait a minute. Like a little confused trying to like put two and two together. So overall, really, really great experience. I would highly, highly recommend it. I'm going to give Cuckoo full price. All right, y'all. The next, I saw Coraline. Okay, I love that they released it again this year around August. Now, this release was in 3D. That was like the whole big thing. Like, oh, 3D. It was like, okay, cool, wow. So, of course, I watched this several times before. It's my favorite animated movie of all time. One of my favorite movies of all time, period. This round was weird. Like, I started at a slightly later showing, and I have slept for like probably over half of the movie. But I stayed up for the parts that I enjoy and love the most. So Coraline just put me straight to sleep in a good way, in like a more calming, relaxing way. So of course, I'm just gonna, you know, even though I've seen it before, you guys know what the vibes are IMAX. I could only imagine what this would have been like if I watched it on IMAX. I could only imagine. That would, whew. All right, relax. And this is why I'm a cinema crackhead to this day. All right, y'all. Next is It Ends With Us. It Ends With Us with Blake Lively. So unfortunately, there was a lot of negative talk behind this because of Blake Lively's, just her press tours and how she's promoted the movie and her responses and interviews and older interviews resurfacing, which was unfortunate. Because I did enjoy the movie. It was solid. You know, this was something, when I first saw the trailer, I don't know if I didn't see the full trailer or what, but I was like, oh, this is just like a love story. And I'm like, oh, this looks boring. Romance without any comedy or any thrilling aspects or any like really good drama, like ratchet stuff going on. Not too ratchet. That's not the vibe I'm with. But I did learn it deals with, you know, domestic violence. And with that being something that my mother experienced when I was very, very young, was something that I wanted to definitely check out and just see how they portrayed this on the big screen, because you don't see a lot of that. I didn't like that they did make that like the forefront of what this movie would be about when I first saw the trailer. But, you know, nonetheless, I checked it out, and I will say it was a pretty good movie. It was solid. The thing that would have made this better is if the time was cut down a little bit. I think this was an hour and 40 minutes or something, maybe a little longer. And you could feel it. There were just some parts like, why are we dragging this out so much? I'm not trying to like, I want to hurry up and see her get beat up. It's nothing like that, but it just took us a while to get to that point. And then when we got there, it felt rushed with like the whole outcome of that and the aftermath and healing and all of that stuff. So I'm like, whoa, we could have cut out probably 20 minutes worth of the whole romance part. It was a well shot film. The performances were fantastic. It was just like, the pacing of it just felt pretty off for me. And it aligns with how Blake Lively was promoting this. She was not trying to talk about the domestic violence part. I'm like, that's why I'm watching the movie. I don't know about you, but that's why I'm checking it out. So, yeah, it's unfortunate, but overall, it was a pretty good film. I will put that on stream, but definitely before Borderlands. All right, y'all. And next is Alien Romulus. Woo-hoo-hoo! All right, so let me tell you something. First of all, this had no business being this good. The whole cast was incredible. I am not a big alien movie person. I know that sounds weird because, oh, you like Stranger Things and stuff. Like, sure, yeah, that is a little different. But yeah, alien films, they're usually the same. Some can be entertaining, some can be solid, but it's just like, here we go again. And I have seen other alien films in the franchise. I have not seen all of them, but I have seen quite a good number of them that's come out probably over the last 10, 15 years. This is hands down my favorite alien-based movie, period, and definitely my favorite of the Alien franchise. This was so well paced, and it was incredible how it did not take much for them to get me invested in the characters and care for them. Like, it didn't take much time at all. And also that comes down to the cast. They just chose the right cast to draw us in. Yes, and let me tell you something about this. I have never felt more violated watching an alien movie than this one. And this is what they've done, always do, but just actually showing it, you can see it in the trailer. Like when you pull them out, that freaking thing that comes out of your throat, it's like, oh, face huggers. It's a very cutesy Endemure way of saying what they're actually doing. And I won't go into details because I'm not trying to get blocked, but you know what I'm talking about. But what they're doing is not demure. It's not mindful at all. They're trying to invade your personal space. They're trying to invade your throat. They're trying to get up in there and impregnate you with alien babies. That is diabolical. And that's what made them terrifying. To watching the film, seeing them crawl around and literally just trying to attack your mouth. That is terrifying. Okay. It has to be, like, for me, one of the most iconic, like, movie posters. It's simple. You have that red and black going. That's a great thing this year, like the red and black movie posters. I'm loving it here. Really, really cool, but also diabolical and sad. Some people didn't like how it ended, and I can understand it. It started looking a little goofy, but I was still okay with it. It made sense, and I understand why they explored it, but it was like, nah, fam, we good. We good. Just go, what? I was like, huh? What is it? Brother, what's that? And what I love the most is the practical effects. And you could tell they were, but it still worked. It shows you how you can use practical effects. You don't need a crazy, outrageous budget to make a great film. So with that being said, Alien is gonna be IMAX. All right, and then we're gonna reverse those vibes and talk about The Crow. I will say, when I first saw the trailer, I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm into it, let's go. And then when I watched the movie, it sucked, y'all. It didn't work. And I'm not a person that like, oh, it has to be like the original. I'm not that girl at all. But as a movie, as a whole, it just did not work. It did not connect with me as an audience member. I didn't care nothing about what was happening to him or his girlfriend. I was not personally invested. And the crazy thing is, it took over an hour for things to really get going into the Crow world. Like, he was just madly in love with this woman that he barely met. It's like, you're madly in love after seeing her for less than 2 weeks, and then she gets killed, and then you're on this like vengeful quest. Like, what? You don't even know her. It was more of a lust thing than love thing. There may have been chemistry there, but the way it was set up didn't make sense. And it's like, dang, she died and I don't give a damn. That's crazy. That should not, for me to care about what he's doing as a Crow, I need to have that personal investment. And it wasn't there. I don't know. I wouldn't say it's the actress's fault, FK Twigs. It's just the way it was written. I will say there were some. Okay, the villain was the part. That part is what had me laughing, and that's not a good sign when I'm laughing like that. It's like, so when he talks, it's the villain. He's able to like talk people to do stuff, right? And so he goes to the air and just, it's like, what is that? It made it look so goofy, even though what he was doing was pretty diabolical. And even like the way that they looked, like when things would happen, it was really dope. Really great fighting and action scenes when they were there. That's the problem. There wasn't a lot there. It didn't pick up till later in the film when you don't have a care in the world for what's happening. Zack Attack said it best. It felt like it was cosplay. It was unfortunate. More so, I think the casting should have definitely changed. Bill Skarsgård is a great actor, but I don't think this fits him. Now, I loved him in Boy Kills World. I definitely loved him in that, but this one just didn't work. And the story didn't either. And then just some crazy, unrealistic parts. There was a scene, like an opera show. He's fighting all these people. Gunshots ablazing, just going off. No one hears anything. I'm like, that don't make any sense. These guns don't have silencers on them. No one can hear that. Okay. There's some parts I like, but more parts that I didn't like. Some people really enjoyed it, and I don't want to take away that experience from them or tell them that that's an invalid feeling. You know, it's just, it didn't work for me. So if you want to try it out, try it. I would definitely stream it, but for me personally, this is a skip. I could have done without this one. Next is Blink Twice with the wonderful Channing Tatum. This is Zoe Kravitz's directional debut. I loved this movie. You could tell that a Black woman wrote this. Not in its entirety, of course. There was another writer. But you could tell a Black woman took a hand in writing this. And I love that for myself. There's a mysterious element from the beginning that you get from the trailer. That's like the whole purpose of the film. Channing Tatum showed some range in here. There was one in particular that I was like, okay, there we go. I see you, Channing. You about to make a name for yourself. I see you. The main actress, Naomi, that plays as Frida, she did a fantastic job too. Just seeing those, her reactions and responding to very weird, scary moments, and even moments where she's in denial and like, whatever, it's great here. I'm having a great time. She did a great job of showcasing those emotions. The cast as a whole is phenomenal. Then when everything unfolds, you're like, whoa, that's crazy. It's like a little, it's themes that you've seen before in other films. I won't name them. I'm not trying to spoil anything. But it goes its own direction in it. There were definitely some moments in there, some lines that were funny, gave some comedic relief in the midst of all the chaos. And I'm like, oh yeah, I love this. And I actually watched it twice because I enjoyed it so much. And Zoe Kravitz, amazing, amazing work. Like, honey, you got it. You got it, girl. I definitely hope to see more. Look at that. Gap gang strong, let's go. Okay, shut up. Now, what I will say is I didn't love the way that it ended. There was a conclusion that's like, okay, cool. But I didn't particularly love the way that it ended. Now, my sister, she watched it. She loved the way that it ended. And it made sense. I'm like, okay, that ending was for you. It's just me. I would have liked it to go a different direction. But I don't make movies. I don't write. I don't direct. So I get what I get. So it is definitely one of my favorite films for the year. It's just not like an IMAX worthy type film. So I'm going to put that in full price. So, you know, this month was bussin'. All right, y'all. And next is Strange Darling. I'm not going to say a lot because I want to not give any indications of any potential spoilers here. You've probably heard nothing of this. I didn't either. I was literally on the AMC app. Hey, what's that? Is that a red wig with paint dripping from it? Or pink? That's awesome. Let's see what that's about. Let's see what's going on right there. And it was a limited release. It wasn't available in many theaters. This is a low budget film that tells a great story with great performances. I don't want to say any more. I would just highly recommend you check this out. And I would go into it completely blind. I did not watch any trailers. And if you're into great storytelling and just a film that's in its own lane, definitely check it out. This gets a full price. Full price. I think I'm going to put Blink Twice first. The Cuckoo, this Strange Darling. Yeah. All right, y'all. And last, it's the best movie of the whole month, y'all. Afraid. And then AI in Afraid is spelled AI is like it's highlighted because it's about AI. You get it? You get it? See that there? That's awesome. Concept was really dope. I mean, we've seen it before. AI taking over. Megan was probably one of the better films that portrayed that. I was really loving how this movie was playing out. You know, halfway I'm like, this might be one of the better AI films that I've seen. I like this. This is cool. This is dope. I like it. Especially the voice, Havana Rose Liu. I'm probably saying that wrong, but just look at her. She's so gorgeous. She was also in Bottoms with Iowa Derby last year. Her voicing the AI was actually really great. She did a great job. That was actually one of the most impressive things. And just the dynamic with the family, and then the name being Aya, that was cute too. But that freaking third act, we started going a little crazy. We started getting a little cray-cray in a bad way. I did not mean for that to rhyme like that. It just started kind of spiraling. And I'm like, oh no, you're missing me. You're missing me. No! Stop doing that. Stop doing that. And granted, I didn't expect this to be an incredible experience at all. So I was actually pleasantly surprised the first half of the first two acts. But when that third one hit, I was like, okay, this is what I was expecting it to be. And then it was a final scene. Like, it was just confused. Like, things were just kind of thrown up out of nowhere. Like, what? Where did you come from? Who is, what? How? But I will say, I love the concept, most definitely. They just didn't finish it out well. And the ending, it was understandable and realistic. It's just unsatisfactory for my personal taste. The acting was decent considering what they were given. So overall, fun, cute. I can't really ask for too much. I'm not very nitpicky. But with that being said, for Afraid, I will give this a stream. But it definitely goes Before It Ends With Us in Borderlands because it was just way more fun. So that is all, you guys, for my ranking for the month. What is yours? Drop yours in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That's it, y'all. Peace. Sure you can!